In a shocking turn of events, Green Bay Packers running back Josh Jacobs finds himself at the center of a serious legal situation, with multiple domestic violence charges against him, including a felony charge for strangulation and suffocation. This isn't just another off-the-field story. This is a potential turning point for Jacobs and the Packers as they navigate the fallout from this incident. Fans, where are you watching from? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, because this is a conversation that needs to happen. The alleged incident reportedly occurred over Memorial Day weekend and has led to Jacobs turning himself in to the Hobart Lawrence Police Department in Wisconsin. He was booked into the Brown County Jail, but was released the following day as the investigation continues. According to the Brown County District Attorney's Office, they are not yet ready to make a formal charging decision, indicating that they believe more evidence may be necessary to determine the next steps. District Attorney David L. Lizzie emphasized the need for thorough investigation, stating, "Our office has requested additional investigation, as there is reason to believe that additional evidence may exist that would impact whether criminal charges are appropriate and what charges would be issued." Jacobs, who is just 28 years old, faces a total of 5 charges: battery related to domestic abuse, criminal damage to property, disorderly conduct that includes domestic abuse, and intimidation of a victim. His legal team has been quick to respond, firmly denying the allegations. On Tuesday, they expressed their satisfaction with Jacobs' release, stating, "We encourage everyone to keep an open mind while the matter is fully reviewed." They remain optimistic that the evidence will ultimately vindicate him. Now, as fans of the Packers, we must approach this situation with both caution and commitment to our team. The league and the Packers organization are aware of the situation, but have opted for silence while the legal process unfolds. Head coach Matt LaFleur, during the first OTA practice, made it clear that the organization would adhere to its statement, allowing the process to play out undeterred. "I know there's going to be a lot of questions about Josh," LaFleur said, highlighting the sensitivity surrounding this case. The implications of this situation stretch far beyond Jacobs as a player. His performance on the field has been a vital component of the Packers' offensive strategy, and losing him to legal troubles could severely impact the team's prospects. Fans have invested emotionally in Jacobs, as he has been a significant contributor to the Packers' recent seasons, and any disruption could potentially derail the chemistry and momentum that the coaching staff has worked hard to build. As the investigation unfolds, it's crucial for the Packers community to remain united. There is a fine line between supporting a player and holding them accountable for their actions. While Jacobs has not yet been formally charged, the gravity of the situation cannot be ignored. It raises questions about the culture within the organization and how the team addresses personal conduct. How will the Packers handle this moving forward? What precedent does this set for how they deal with legal issues among players? This situation is one that many fans might find themselves grappling with, supporting a player while also standing firmly against any form of domestic violence. The dialogue within the fan base is essential. Let's hope that as more information surfaces, we can approach it with an open mind, but also with a clear sense of justice and accountability. As we transition to our next segment, keep these thoughts in mind. The story of Josh Jacobs is just one part of the larger narrative unfolding around the Packers. There is much more to discuss, including how this could affect team dynamics and future strategies. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into what lies ahead for Green Bay.
The Green Bay Packers are potentially on the hunt for a backup quarterback, and the recent developments suggest that they may be considering a strategic move. With Malik Willis no longer on the roster, the backup position behind Jordan Love is currently vacant. This opens the door for the Packers to explore their options in a trade market that could yield significant returns. One name that has surfaced in recent rumors is Anthony Richardson of the Indianapolis Colts. Early in the offseason, Richardson expressed a desire for a trade, and as the situation stands, that request remains unfulfilled. ESPN has floated the idea that the Packers could make a play for the former number 4 overall pick, offering the Colts a 5th-round selection in the 2027 NFL Draft in exchange for Richardson. This could be a win-win scenario for both franchises, and it certainly raises the stakes for the Packers as they seek to solidify their quarterback depth. Richardson's desire to fit into a system akin to the McVay-Shanahan-LaFleur model aligns perfectly with what Green Bay's head coach, Matt LaFleur, has demonstrated with previous quarterbacks. ESPN noted the potential benefits of this trade, emphasizing that it could allow Indianapolis to gain some much-needed draft capital while paving the way for Riley Leonard as their second-string quarterback. It's a practical approach that could make sense strategically for both teams. Despite being a top draft pick, Richardson's time in Indianapolis has been far from smooth sailing. Injuries and benchings have marred his opportunity to showcase his talent fully. In just 17 appearances, he has managed to throw for 2,400 yards and 11 touchdowns, while also demonstrating his dual-threat capabilities with 634 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns. Those statistics hint at the potential upside he could bring to Green Bay if the Packers decide to pursue him. However, there are challenges ahead. The Colts are reportedly not expecting a hefty return for Richardson, which is telling of the complexities of the situation. Their own indication of a fifth-round pick as trade compensation reflects the uncertainty surrounding his future in Indianapolis. Furthermore, the financial implications are crucial. Depending on the timing of the trade, the financial burden could shift significantly, with a pre-August 1 trade costing a team $5.385 million for 2026 versus a reduced figure of $1.145 million if the deal occurs after that date. The Packers must weigh their options carefully. If they choose to go after Richardson, they need to consider not just his physical abilities, but also the baggage that comes with his turbulent tenure in Indianapolis. The potential reward is enticing, but it's essential for Green Bay to assess whether he can adapt to their system and deliver under pressure. As fans, we need to recognize that the Packers are in a delicate balancing act. They must ensure that they have capable backup options to support Love as he steps into a more prominent role. The quarterback position is a pivotal part of any team's success, and with trade rumors swirling, it's an emotional time for us supporters. So, where do you stand on this potential move? Are you in favor of pursuing Anthony Richardson, or do you believe the Packers should look elsewhere? Let us know where you're watching from and share your thoughts. This is a critical moment for the Packers, and every decision counts as they aim to build a stronger roster for the upcoming season. Now, let's shift our focus to the next item on the agenda. As we dive into the latest developments surrounding the Green Bay Packers, let's focus on the troubling situation involving Josh Jacobs, the veteran running back. This is an unfolding story that raises serious concerns not only for Jacobs, but for the entire Packers organization. I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from, and what's your take on this situation? Leave your comments below. On Wednesday, head coach Matt LaFleur addressed the media concerning Jacobs, who found himself embroiled in a serious legal issue after being arrested on multiple charges, including battery and domestic abuse. This incident reportedly arose from a complaint filed earlier in the week. The severity of the charges is staggering: domestic abuse, criminal damage to property, disorderly conduct, and intimidation of a victim, all of which paint a troubling picture. LaFleur, known for his composed demeanor, maintained the team's stance, emphasizing that they would not provide further commentary beyond their initial statement. "I'm going to stick with the statement that we put out as an organization and just let the process play out," he said. It's a prudent approach, yet one can't help but wonder about the impact this situation has on team morale, especially when a player's off-field actions can reverberate through the locker room. As fans, we must recognize that the NFL is likely to conduct its own investigation, and it could lead to disciplinary actions against Jacobs, which would leave the Packers in a precarious position. The question looms large: how does this affect our running game? In light of Jacobs' situation, speculation has already begun swirling around potential replacements. The Packers have been linked to several players, with Arizona Cardinals star James Conner emerging as a notable name. However, LaFleur quashed any rumors of pursuing another running back, stating that he wasn't entertaining the idea of adding to the roster at this time. This raises a critical point of discussion. Is it wise for the Packers to rely on their current backfield, or should they be proactive in seeking depth, given the unpredictability of Jacobs' legal situation? This brings us to the heart of the matter: the Packers' commitment to their players and the culture they cultivate within the organization. While it's essential to support players through challenging times, the franchise must also prioritize its integrity and the well-being of the team. With Jacobs' future uncertain, will other players step up to fill the void, or is the organization taking a significant risk by standing pat? As fans, we have a vested interest in these decisions, and they will undoubtedly shape the trajectory of our season. The Packers have a legacy to uphold, and every decision counts. We're living in a time where the off-field actions of players can impact their careers drastically and the fortunes of entire franchises. So, what's your assessment of how the Packers are handling this situation? Are they doing enough to ensure the team's stability and integrity in the face of such challenges? Comment below with your thoughts, And don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates and discussions about our beloved Green Bay Packers. Your opinion matters, and together we can navigate these ups and downs as passionate supporters of this storied franchise.